we're going to start with a video, if I may, about people like, I feel like we should call this one, hey guys, maybe you should sit this one out. This is Chris Cuomo and Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly, who famously had to pay a woman $33 million to keep her trap shut about the horrible things he did to her, on top of the $9 million that other fucking folks at Fox had to spit out on his behalf. And Chris Cuomo, whose wife is in Epstein's black book. So, you'd think maybe around this topic, I don't know, you might want to just like go, hey, you know what? I'm going to hand this off to my co-host and they can discuss this particular issue. Yes? Right. True. So that's true. All right. So in Epstein's black book, had to pay a woman because he was sexually assaulting / harassing her for years. Right. I know 56 and rich. I don't know what the fuck you got to do where 33 million is what the payout costs you. Wow. And on top of, like I said, of the 9 million he paid to other people over the years. So yeah, this was Kash Patel dodging me over Epstein story, Bill O'Reilly. Oh boy.
I have a couple of other things on Epstein. I hate this story, by the way.
Why? Hits too close to home, does it? Imagine how Chris feels every time you bring this up.
Invited Kash Patel to interview with me, turned me down, which is fairly shocking. Over the
Nah, it's not. And why is this? Is it just me, or is this like video kind of quiet comparatively? Sorry if it is.
years, I've had a respectful relationship with him. He clearly didn't want to come up against me.
Yeah, that's why. Dude, he's not going anywhere. After their fucking debacle about he killed himself, like, he and fucking Bungholio have fucking vanished. Honest to God, dude, this, I mean, sure, take it personally. I don't know if it, as a, but I feel like he thinks this is a boost to his ego, when in reality, like, they're just fucking ducking everybody.
He did some softball interviews with other people he knew he could handle.
I mean, but would you, if you were advising Kash Patel, would you tell him to sit down with you when you know he was?
No, largely because Bill O'Reilly has a history equal to and worse than, in some cases, some of the stuff Trump has been associated with. And he managed to buy his way out of it. So no, I mean, honestly,
Selling stuff that he now says wasn't true. You would tell him to sit down with Bill O'Reilly.
Say, look, that's an easy answer. I can say, look, before I didn't have access to the information I have now. That's easy. You can swat that one away. Bongino, I never thought should be in federal government. He made his living on conspiracies. I don't respect that. I don't.
Ouch.
Respect him. But Patel, I do respect.
Because he's got a real job?
And I think that he should sit down with you and me and maybe the three Americans and explain what the deuce is going on. That's his job. Now, he takes orders from the White House. Everybody...
Right, which is exactly why he can't.
Should know this. We've gone over this. Everything's run out of the West Wing. Everything.
So it's not Pam Bondi's fault. It's Trump insisting that the Epstein files be redacted and hidden. And so, yes, we know. Thank God Bill O'Reilly is here to tell us that the sun is normally up during the daytime.
So Bondi's not going to release anything unless she's told to. The other thing is that you have had Dershowitz on quite often.
Yeah, he's also in the Black Book, along with your wife. Did they ever meet at the mansion? I know she went there for dinners. Didn't come up, did it?
Dershowitz clearly says there's no downside or deficit for Trump, and he would know.
Yeah, but if he did know the downside, he couldn't say. Also, he apparently thinks there's downside for other people, which means he was directly involved in some of the compromise. Was he involved in all of the compromise?
Right. And is he lying? I don't think he's lying. I mean,
he's lying.
That would be almost inconceivable. From what
almost inconceivable, of course, yeah. It would be inconceivable that he went over to, he got a massage at Jeffrey Epstein's house and kept his underwear on, and it was an old lady. And I mean, as you do in a guy's house.
I understand Ghislaine Maxwell, who never should be pardoned in a million years. In fact, I'd send her to Devil's Island if I were president. She'd be on a little boat going off the coast of South America. Okay.
So you wouldn't wish her well, is what you're saying?
She said to the DOJ people, Trump didn't do anything. It was domestic flights that he took. But here's the real interesting part about the story that you haven't mentioned.
How about the part that she's a habitual liar, she'll do anything to get out of jail, and all she had to do was sell that, and they moved her to a cushy place like Club Fed in fucking Texas, where, depending on who you ask, she's either been done a favor so that she could have an easier time until Trump commutes her sentence, or she's going to get snuffed because a prison that's easier to break out of is also easier to get into and then out of by somebody who might want to.
This is payback for the Democratic Party trying to link President Trump to some kind of heinous crimes that Epstein was responsible for. So what's happening? Trying
to link him? He did an interview saying the guy was fun to be with. Trying to link. This is like fucking, what's her name, saying there's, 3 degrees of separation or 6 degrees away from Epstein for Trump. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, enter Congressman Comer, who's subpoenaing all of these Democrats. Bill Clinton took 17 trips with Epstein, 2 of them without Secret Service, which is hard to believe.
No, because Trump would be the other witness on that flight.
Okay. He's been subpoenaed to come in, as has Hillary, as has most of the Justice Department people under Obama and under Biden. And this is payback time. This is like, did you ever see the movie Scarface, Cuomo?
Yes. So Trump is Scarface in this situation, and he's going to end up in the end with his face covered in blow, saying, "Say hello to my little friend," before he passes away from natural causes a few minutes later, because if you're filled with that many bullets, naturally you're going to die.
Chino? Do you ever see that movie?
My little friend.
Right now, say hello to my little friend. That's what this is, okay? That's exactly what it is. So Trump's sitting in the White House going, okay, you want to play? You want to play? Okay, we'll play. We'll play.
Oh, my fucking God. Yes, and what happened to Scarface within 5 minutes of that scene? He was fucking dead. And so was his sister. Like, the whole thing came crashing down like 6 minutes after say hello to my little friend. Say goodbye to this dipshit.
And then that's what's going to happen. Now, that's all in September and early October. That's going to be hysteria, mass hysteria, when those people are going to come in.
That's terrible.
And what are they going to do?
But it's
Take
so
the
terrible.
Fifth Amendment?
It's so terrible for the country.
Well, also, you're not bringing charges. There are no charges to be brought against any co-conspirators around Epstein at all, according to this DOJ. So why would anybody come in to answer questions at all about something that the DOJ has already written a memo saying there is no chargeable evidence that anybody else was involved, that he killed himself, and that was that. Right? Again, hoisted by his own petard.
You say it's terrible
for the country.
Wait.
Unless one of them is actually
right.
connected to a pedophile, then I'm with you. Then I'm with you. But I'm saying
more so than Trump.
Otherwise,
Maybe
it's
right.
just payback.
I don't see this as a positive for the country, but Trump's a human being, and he's watching the Democratic Party in alliance with their enablers in the corporate media try to just bludgeon his reputation, what would you do? You sitting up there?
I'd release the evidence because I wouldn't have been best friends with a fucking pedophile for 25 goddamn years and claimed ignorance about it. That's what you do. It wouldn't have anything to do with anybody else. They would be embarrassed and you'd shut them down. You'd release the fucking evidence. That's what you'd do. You wouldn't lie and say there's no there. You wouldn't release 10 hours of video saying, you can see clear as day he didn't kill himself, and it doesn't even show the stairs, the door, who came and went, whether that was even fucking Epstein going to his goddamn cell in the first place. The fuck?
The same thing. I
know, but
get
Bill,
my friend out,
why,
and boom, right in there.
But, Bill, I don't disagree with you, but...
Usually that's a sign of disagreement.
That would be us at our worst, and that's why we shouldn't be president of the United States.
Oh, no. Us, well, I guess those two. All right. I thought he meant us as America at its worst.
It's not about
the president of the
It's
United
about...
States, a leader has to be better than how the average person acts at their worst.
You have to send messages.
All right, I gotta go.
You have to. I know. Dusty is saying she's got to go. Go to my YouTube, youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly.
Jesus Christ. You have to send messages, and the message isn't, I'm not in these files, here's everything we have. The answer, the message is, don't pay any attention to the fact that I was friends with Jeffrey Epstein for 25 years. Yell at these people, who, by the way, you think, first of all, Bill Clinton will laugh off everything they put in front of him. Hillary, look at the Benghazi stuff. She'll go, well, I don't know, I was never on that plane, but I will tell you this. It was, the Obama administration, moved forward for the victims, and then the Trump administration's when he was arrested and died. You'll have to talk to Bill Barr about what really happened to that dude. None of us were anywhere near there, but Trump was running the country at the time. Secondly, we know this and this and this and this and this and this and this about him. Like, they could just spill details all afternoon or call back situations where, you won't find a picture of me and Bill with Jeffrey Epstein and our children at a party. You won't see my husband partying with him in a mansion all by himself with a bunch of cheerleader wannabes who thought that they were going to be meeting VIPs at a dinner party or a disco setup where it was just him and Epstein. Think what you want, but it doesn't even chart compared to Trump's shit. Why is he not here? And I think that's what they ultimately all will say is why are you asking me? Trump knows this guy way better than I ever will. Right? That's what's going to happen. It won't be the worst of the worst. It's not going to bring the country to its fucking knees. What they're hoping is the Clintons say no, or they're not going to, that they, defy the subpoena or something like that, or they just go, this is no validity. We have nothing to share. We don't know anything that you guys don't already know, right? That will be the case. Now, if Maxwell says, yes, I saw Bill Clinton do awful with underage girls, the thing is, she brought those underage girls to that plane. Right? So if the Trump administration is giving her immunity for trafficking children, she has to make the case that, A, Bill Clinton had sex with them, that she can prove it in some way, and that he believed them to be under 18 or didn't ask and knew they weren't or some shit like that. This just gets uglier for Trump the further he goes. Now, again, if they're part of it, fuck them. If Bill and Hillary Clinton were part of this, done. I don't care. None of us do. The amazing part is that you cannot hear that from any of Trump's crowd. You will not hear that. I think almost everybody in my chat room at some point has said something similar. And most of the people that I know online or that like Boston Brian and others, none of us have any hesitation about any of that shit. If it was a big fucking donor, or it was a big party leader, or a members, like, who gives a shit? Bye. The things I care about ethically aren't because of the people that are involved. It's because of what I care about ethically. And a wolf in sheep's clothing is not a sheep. It doesn't make me hate sheep. Like, fuck you. The difference is you will not see, I know, you will not see any Trumpers saying that. They can't. You're not hearing it from any of them. You're not hearing from Cuomo and Bill O'Reilly or any of these. Like, none of them are going, look, if Trump is in there, fuck him. Get all of it out, and if he's in there, fuck it. I know he knew him for a long time, and there's a chance he was part of this shit. If he knew about that stuff, I'm done. Like, Vinny's gotten this close to it, and all the guys are fucking sheepdogging him back on Peanut Butter Dickhead's podcast, but everywhere else, even Benny Johnson is fucking whispering into his microphone. Like, I don't know, this whole jail video looks a little suspect. That's the issue. The issue isn't whether or not they participate or whatever. But I don't have a fucking problem. Throw them all in jail. Bye. The issue is how it's impossible for maggots to come to terms with it and just say that. And I feel like that should be our only goal. If Trump was, knew Epstein was a pedophile at any time before he was turned in or arrested, should he go to jail too for not doing this? Isn't he responsible for victimizing all those girls? If he knew a friend of his was doing this for years, he didn't do it himself, but he knew. He could have stopped it. Why won't that change your opinion of him? And is that less about him and more about you? And so the question should always be, look, if Trump is engaged in this kind of shit in the files and in the evidence, do you think he should go to jail? The only person we've seen say that is Vinny on Peanut Butter Dickhead's podcast, and he got berated over it. And I would argue, if you knew, you participated in an ongoing scheme. And let me tell you something. There's no way he didn't, because if you can creep out Woody Allen, I don't know if you guys saw the Woody Allen letter, but he describes Epstein's house as Castle Dracula. And apparently, according to that letter, it looks like he never went there without his wife, and that his wife had to tell Epstein and everybody, like, how to actually serve real dinners to these fancy people that were supposedly coming in. Like, get it catered, have someone cook it in the home, that kind of, like, it's a really bizarre letter. You have to kind of read it. It's relatively long, right? But if you can creep him out, eesh. All right, now, remember what I said about the purity test stuff and how you can't be a Democrat and be for purity tests because we are the party of diversity. We do believe diversity is our strength. We also believe in the value of our arguments, and we think, our way of helping actually does work, right? If you believe in what you're doing, I can convince you. I can talk you into it because I believe in what we're trying to do. A lot of people who want purity tests are just, they're not capable of selling the idea, and they know it. So they're just too lazy, and they would just rather find people who are already on board and kick everybody else out. It's like, it's so fascistic and stupid. And it's a problem, not just socially and politically, or socially, but politically as well. And if you're trying to get votes and you're trying to get people fucking elected to create policy that will help people, then the purity test is a great way to fuck up all that. And the Republicans are going through that right now